Hi there, it's Kevin with GatheringMatches.com here with match number 2 in the modern qualifier for the modern festival. This one is against Amulet Bloom, which now I'm really bummed out at this point. That's two very hard matchups, a unfavored matchup, and Amulet Bloom is probably the worst, if not the worst, one of the top 5 worst matchups for Soul Sisters, as Hive Mind's going to get us almost every time. We can't interact with Hive Mind whatsoever. And we're not a deck that can kill the Amulet Bloom deck fast enough before they can assemble the Hive Mind. So we just have to rely on bad draws and the deck just losing to itself, which is a lot of reasons why some people don't play Amulet Bloom is the deck does tend to do that. Just gets a lot of where you think you have an opening hand that is good and it ends up being not good. So let's just start off here. I believe this is game number 1. And we have an Auriok Champion, a Ghost Quarter, Path to Exile. I'm definitely okay with this hand. Very fast with stability-wise. And he goes off with the Slayer's Stronghold and Amulet of Vigor. So he's got the Amulet. Doesn't have the green source quite yet that we know about. And we get another Path to Exile, which is good versus the Titan draw. And the Ghost Quarter is going to really put us back from the... to be able to kill a Gruul Turf here or anything like that. And then he's going to have to balance the rest of his lands. And Ghost Quarter can set me back, but also sets him back more. So I really like Ghost Quarter in this match. And it's an Azusa, which allows him to play 2 additional lands per turn. He gets a Forest and a Slayer's Stronghold, which is good with the Ghost Quarter that he played a Forest, because he's usually the only one run Forest. And now this is just going to be a Wasteland. So on our turn, we can Path to Exile off the Azusa. And then I can just do it right now because I know he doesn't have another source. I know the list of Amulet Bloom pretty well. And again, a Path to Exile just becomes a Swords to Plowshare. It just upgrades all of our cards to Legacy cards. And then we can throw out the Ghost Quarters here and take out the Gruul Turf. And I'm hoping this really sets him back with only 2 cards left in hand. And if he has like a Titan or a Hive Mind in hand, it's not going to be able to cast him with his current setup. So he puts out a Simic Growth Chamber that allows it to go on tap, but still he has to bounce something. So he still can't quite get to a Titan, so I'm okay with that. And we have a Path to Exile for a Titan anyways. Here we can just put out another Auriok Champion. It's better than on the pier and attacking for 1. This game's going quite slow in my favor, but now he does have the mana eventually when he puts out all the lands to cast that Titan. So I am on a bit of a clock. Did not like seeing the Flagstones, but it safely allows me to just cast an Auriok Champion and keep a Path to Exile for any sort of shenanigans and still get in there for 2. Got him down to a 16. When we can finally resolve this onto the pure, we'll be able to put him on a pretty fast clock after that. But there's a Temple of Mystery, allows him to scry, and I know I need to finish off this deck very soon. We get a Spectral Processions. I'll 100% play that because that allows me to gain enough life up to where a Serra Ascendant off the top will put him in a 1-turn clock with the Honor of the Pure. Close. Yeah, definitely. Or just an Honor of the Pure next turn will put him on a 2-turn clock anyway. So he's got a Simic Growth Chamber, and apparently that's all he's been drawing is just lands, which is good for me, as I'm so worried about a Hive Mind. And we can go on to the pure here and attacking for everything. Because I just do the math. I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm going to get him down to a 1. Am I going to die after this? Am I going to die to the Hive Mind with my opponent down to 1 life? And no. So we get very lucky there with a well-timed Ghost Quarter and Path to Exile. He doesn't go crazy with his Azusa and Amulet of Vigor. I just really think that he didn't really have anything in his hand, though. That was the key. And so we'll go on to game number 2. Alright, so here we go. On this one, he gets to start off first. And I have to mulligan that hand. I had no lands in it. Or had 1 land. And it did have the Soul Sister Johnny's Pridemate. But this one's just a lot more consistent. With it, Archangel of Thune, again, this is in the opening, in the deck tech. Well, I can see the Archangel of Thune can just kind of look stupid in your hand and not be able to cast it for quite a while. I did decide to side it in because I needed just some sort of speed. And so here I can just safely go Flagstones and Soul Attendant. I was happy just to see a Tolarian West. usually they play anything that goes first turn and then they can play the Amulet is the draws you have to be really scared about, because that means they can go Summer Bloom on turn 2 and actually kill you. So I was happy to see this Serum Visions, but that means he's setting up his hand. And here we do have the Ghost Quarter, but I'll just decide to put out the Ajani's Pridemate and then attacking for 1. I think a Clock at this point is better than just destroying a Growth Turf. Plus, he still has his Forest he could have grabbed, and it would have just set him back a little bit. But he does have the Summer Bloom, which means he can put the Boros Garrison out and a Colony Guarded, and I believe play it Tolarian West. Okay. So, he has the mana on board for Titan, so I need to do something about that. So, Windbrisk Heights. And we will go ahead and smash down on his upkeep the Boros Garrison, because then that means he can't activate. Sometimes he only use one Boros Garrison. He can't activate the land that actually gives his Titan haste at the moment. And he'll go get that forest, which means a Path to Exile can shut down a Titan, but it's a Hive Mind, not a Titan. And he casts a Summoner's Pact, which means that it copies it for me, and then I am not able to pay that during my upkeep. So we'll go on to the last match. And here I get a lot, very lucky again, as my opponent does not keep his hand. Goes to 6, goes to 5, decides to keep his 5. I just like the Ghost Quarter at this point. I wasn't going to mulligan this hand with Honor the Pure. Honor the Pure is the way that I actually win this if I get enough Spectral Processions to Honor. I'm just praying that I get every land imaginable. Now, he's got a Ghost Quarter. Ghost Quarter can protect his own lands. But I decided to do something stupid in Suppression Field here. I should have Honor the Pure. Suppression Field actually ends up hurting me with Ghost Quarter as much as it hurts him. And I don't even think Suppression Field really does much against him. I was thinking of bringing this in just because it makes Titan not be able to give himself haste and maybe give me another turn. But now I think about it, Suppression Field's not really necessary for this match. Just showing how lucky I did get that my opponent did mulligan. So if Flagstone comes out here, this allows me to Honor the Pure, but I still can't do anything with Ghost Quarter. I mean, it could have Ghost Quarter down a Simic Growth Chamber and then just had him get a Forest. I don't know if that's actually very relevant. But when he is using the mana for Serum Visions, it might have been relevant. And he does have Summer Bloom. And he gets a Vesuva, another Ghost Quarter, and a Boros Garrison off the bounce off of it, which then allows him to have another Simic Growth Chamber, and he'll bounce the Ghost Quarter. So it's really looking bad if he's got a Titan or a Hive Mind. I have the Path to Exile, though. And let's go Honor the Pure again and take him down to a 14. And if he's got Titan, at least I can path it. So he has Ancient Stirrings. And then does a Serum Visions. And yeah, I didn't even really have a better land than a Ghost Quarter. So looking good right now. Can't cast the Rangers. We'll attack in one more time with this Serra Ascendant. It's still not up to 30. We're up to a 29. And here I do decide to Ghost Quarter off the Boros Garrison. So now he can cast a Primeval Titan here. But he doesn't have the Boros Garrison now to actually give it haste. So that ended up working out very well for us. He gets a Golgari Rot Farm. And then a Gruul Turf. And bounces things back. Ajani's Primate's okay here, but we need to Path to Exile off the Primeval Titan. I know he does have a Forest in his deck. He'll go grab that. And now the good news is, though, the Serra Ascendant is up to an 8-8, which is exactly 8 this time. And if he doesn't have a Primeval Titan or a Hive Mind, we can just win this game. He's got 6 cards in hand, though. You think that he would have it. He ends up having to pay extra. So he had to I think the transmute off the Tolaria West, let's see here, is 3 to begin with. Yeah, so he actually ended up has to pay 5 for the Suppression Field. So maybe the Suppression Field was good with Tolaria West. I mean, that's another thing with Suppression Field. It makes Hive Mind actually take a turn longer if they're planning on transmuting the Tolaria West. Maybe it doesn't. I don't even know. I have to have more experience. Usually the only experience I have with Soul Sisters playing against Titan Bloom is just losing miserably. So this was a refreshing change for once. Temple of Mystery, he goes and gets the Slaughter Pact. This means he's going to have to pay the Slaughter Pact next turn. And I've got him at 8. And Yeah, and that does put my land count back to... I do decide just to Soul Warden, as it's only 1 power less, and then when I cast my Ajani's Pridemate, then the Pridemate will be up to lethal as a 5/5 and a 3/3, rather than not being lethal if I would have gone Pridemate and then Soul Warden. So here I will just go Pridemate, and again, it's up to that lethal damage if he does have anything for the Soul Warden. And again, he gets very unlucky and doesn't find anything to draw out of his predicament, and we're able to win a matchup that is typically very hard for Soul Sisters. So we're going on to round number 3, and I'll see you guys there. Thanks for watching.